I apologise in advance if it sounds like I'm reading something. I am. And also I apologise in advance if my voice is different in these takes, because one I did late at night and I got really upset that I couldn't do it, and now I'm doing it in the morning and I'm doing it perfectly, which is just like, what's going on? So, hello everyone. I apologise in advance for this audio overlay. I was too lazy to record my face for this video. I put up a poll on my Instagram, shameless promotion here. Who should I create my first cosplay of? Daphne from Scooby-Doo or Reese from Animal Crossing New Leaf? And 63% of you guys said Daphne. The first thing I did was find outfits that had the shape of what I wanted the dress to look like. I picked a long sleeve t-shirt and a dress I liked the length of, and I started creating the pattern with paper and masking tape. However, I ran into an issue. So, originally, I was going to follow this idea of, I was following a video, but they didn't explain how to put it together. I've just wasted like 16 sheets of paper and a good bit of masking tape. And now I have to start again. This is pretty much the shape I wanted to go for. It's useless. I was just moving on to the sleeve too. I've only done the front and that, but there was no point in filming it. So let's try the next method. The new method I tried was very similar to the older one. I first laid out some parchment paper, put the dress down, put the long sleeve t-shirt down and folded it by the sleeve seam. Pinned it down and traced the outline with a pencil. Cut it out and repeated for the back of the outfit and the sleeve. I will link the video I am following in the description. When I was happy with the shape, I got my dark purple material and folded it in half, pinned my pattern down and traced my pattern with a black felt tip pen, giving it at least an inch seam allowance and cutting it out. This is the garment pinned together on my mannequin. So you may notice the sewing machine here, it does not work. I'm just after realising I have not sewn this yet, but I forgot to add lilac. So I might do 2 or 3 inches of a strip. Using more parchment paper, I traced a 2-inch strip and a 3-inch strip and cut it out. I decided that 3 inches was a decent size for the stripe. I then put it on my lilac fabric and gave it an inch seam allowance and cut it out. I then marked where I wanted it to go and, being the idiot I am, completely ignored those lines, making it too high for my liking. I evenly folded the inch seam allowance, pinned the stripe on and sewed a hidden stitch. I will link a video on how to do a hidden stitch in the description as well. Then, for the bottom stripe, I cut a 3-inch stripe and sewed it on the inside with a running stitch, just a bit lower than where I was going to put the outer stitch, so I could sew the 2 halves at the bottom of the dress. I repeated the same stripe pattern. I then sewed the shoulders with a running stitch. Thankfully, when I was nearly done with the stripes, my mother was off work and could help me sew the dress together. Pretty much all my pattern did not work and everything needed to be refixed. The shoulders were the worst. Thank God my mother was able to fix them because they were shocking. Anyway, with the dress done, it was time to move on to the headband. First I got an old hairband of mine and removed the design. Then my dad kindly sandpapered the headband to make the Mod Podge stick better. I then applied a layer of Mod Podge and pressed the material onto the headband and cut up the excess and glued it to the back of the headband. Added a layer of Mod Podge to seal it all in. I then went and started on the shoes. To start off, I had to cut out diamond shapes of card and painted them black. While I waited for it to dry, I went on to the shoes. First I cut out pieces of material and glued it on with Mod Podge before applying a second layer with bigger pieces. When it dried, I fixed the ends with a blade. When the card was dry, I covered the card with lilac fabric and added a top layer to seal everything. I then put on the shoes to put on the card pieces so the shoes could be put on. I then added one final layer of Mod Podge to seal everything in place. When everything was done, I put the wig on a mannequin head and put rollers on the wig. If you watched my Dublin Comic Con video, link in the description below, you would know they did not work. Here's the final product. Somehow I managed to make this on time. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't follow my instructions. Go look at a professional. This is my first time making something. To everybody who saw in DCC, hi.